Hello everyone. In this lecture we will discuss linear and well-ordered set. So before we describe linear and well-ordered set, let us go to partial order again and check why we are saying it a partial order relation. Look at this diagram. This is a partial order relation. Suppose for example say there is A, B, C, D, E and F. Now look at this in a partial order relation. Two things are there. One is partial, another is ordering. Another is order. So certain order is there, but this order is partial. It means for every element x and y, you cannot write either x precedes y or y precedes x. That's why we are saying partial. Look at this in this diagram A and B. A and B, you cannot write A precedes B or B precedes A. Similarly for D, E, you cannot write D precedes E or E precedes D. That's why we are saying partial order. Means ordering is there, but it is partial. Now, can we have a total ordering? So we define another term, linear ordered set, totally ordered set. So for this, first we will define one term. We will say P is a poset. Two elements x, y belongs to P are called comparable if either x precedes y or y precedes x. It means for every element, if certain ordering is there, either x precedes y or y precedes x, then we will say these two elements are comparable. Now we can define linear ordered or totally ordered. A poset P is called a linearly ordered set or totally ordered set if every two elements x, y belongs to P are comparable. It means if for every pair of elements x, y, these two elements are comparable, then this is a linear order. Linear order means you are getting a line something like this. So this is a linear order or total ordered set because every two elements are comparable to each other. Now look at this. The set of integer less than equal to. This is a poset, and here if you choose any in this way, you will find this type of linear relation. So in this poset z plus and the relation partial order relation is less than equal to every two elements. If you choose any two element, then you can find for these two elements x, y, either you can write x precedes y or y precedes x. So this z plus with the relation less than equal to is a linearly ordered set, or you can say totally ordered set. It means total order is there or a linear order is there. Look at this. Remember, this set is also an infinite set. Infinite set. And this is a linearly ordered set. Now well-ordered set. A linearly ordered set is called a well-ordered set if every subset has a least element. Linearly ordered set is called well-ordered if every subset of it has a least element. Now look at this. If you talk about z with relation less than or equal to. This is a linearly ordered set. Linearly means for every pair of element x, y, x and y are comparable. But one of its subset z minus less than equal to. If you consider this one, this subset has no least element. This subset has no least element because this is unbounded from lower side. That's why this set z, because its one subset has no least element, so this is not a well-ordered set. Well-ordered set means if every subset of it has a least element. So the example of, if you consider again z plus less than equal to. So this is the example of well-ordered sets. So this set is linearly ordered as well as well ordered because every subset of this one z plus less than equal to least element of this is 1. We will start with 1. So if you choose any subset of this, you will get a least element. So linearly ordered set is called a well ordered set if every subset of it has a least element, and this is the example of a well ordered set. This set is a linearly ordered set but not a well ordered set. This one is linearly as well as well ordered set. Now we will prove some properties of a poset. Suppose P be a poset and A is a subset of P. Now we have to prove that if least element of A exists, then it is unique. So if it exists, because every time it is not necessary that the least element exists. Now suppose A has two least elements, that is say L1 and L2. We have to prove that if least element A exists, then it is unique. Now what we are doing, we are assuming that suppose A has two least elements L1 and L2. We have to show that it is unique. It means we have to show that L1 is equal to L2. If you are assuming that A has two least elements, then we have to show that L1 is equal to L2 to prove that it is unique. So how can we prove that? So case 1, assuming L1 as least element. If L1 is the least element, it means this element must precede every other element. So you can write L1 is in partial order relation with L2. Say this is equation number 1 because this is the least element. Least element means an element which precedes every other element. Now case 2, assuming L2 as least element. You can write L2 precedes L1, say equation number 2. Now since the relation is antisymmetric, using 1 and 2, we will get L1 equal to L2. Antisymmetric means whenever x related y, y related x, then you write x equal to y. So using 1 and 2, we know that this relation is a partial order relation. It means it is antisymmetric. Therefore, you can write L1 equal to L2. So in this way, you can prove that if least element exists, then it is unique. Now another thing, let P be a poset, A is a subset of P. If A is finite, then minimal element always exists. If A is finite, then minimal element always exists. So suppose A is finite. Let A is finite. And suppose X is the minimal element. X is the minimal element. X is the minimal element of A. X is the minimal element. If X is the minimal element, then this condition satisfied that minimal element exists. Now if X is not a minimal element, if X is minimal element, this condition is satisfied. But if X is not a minimal element, it means we can find an element X1 such that X1 precedes X. Because if X is not minimal, we can find X1 precedes X. It means now X1 is the minimal element. If X is not a minimal element, we can find X1 belongs to A such that X1 precedes X1. Now the minimal element is equal to X1. If again X1 is not a minimal, then again we can find element x2 and we can repeat this sequence if x1 is not minimum element x1. So repeating the sequence we can find suppose xn precedes xn minus 1 precedes and up to x1 say x. We can find a sequence of these elements and this sequence will terminate after certain time because A is finite. We can find a sequence. The sequence will terminate as the sequence will terminate after some time as A is finite. And suppose if we assume this sequence is terminated at xn, so xn is the minimal element. X1 is the minimal. So in this way you can prove that if A is finite then minimal element always exists. So we have to simply find a sequence because for a given element if it is not minimal then you can find again an element. Similarly if it is not minimal then you can find another element x2 and this sequence will go on because A is finite. So sequence will be terminated and suppose the sequence is terminated at xn then xn will be minimal. So every time when A is finite the minimal element will exist. Now topological sorting or consistent enumeration. Now consider this poset. So if you consider this, suppose A, B, C, D, E, F. Suppose consider these are the different phases of a project. So the initial phases of the project are suppose A, B. Then when you complete A, B, then only you can start C. After completing C, you can start D and E. Then only after completing D and E, you can start F. So suppose these are the different phases of projects. This is a very simple figure, but it may be a complex figure also. So how can we assign certain ordering, or you can say total ordering on these elements, so that we can say which task is to complete first, which task is to complete second. So if we can find a total ordering which is compatible to this partial ordering, then we say it is topological sorting. As we have already proved that the minimal element always exists, so we will start with a minimal element. So here A and B both are minimal element, so you can choose any one element. Suppose you start with A. So first we are doing A. You can parallelly do A or B. So because we have to assign some ordering on this, so we can say we will start A first, then we will start B. So the procedure is, if you start with one minimal element, then remove this element, for example remove this element, then we have this, then again find the minimal element. Suppose we have element B. Now remove this, you have this figure. Find the minimal element, this is C. Now remove C. Now you have D or E, so you can choose one, say D. So remove D. You have to complete E. Now remove E. You will find F. So this is the topological sorting. It means you are assigning total ordering for these elements of the poset. Means this is basically this sequence is giving you the pattern of completing the project. First you will start with A, then you will start with B, then complete C, D, E and F. So in this way you can complete your project. Now look at this figure again. This can be done A, B, C, D, E, F. So you can start with B also. You can write it B, then A, then C, and here you can write E first, then E also, because both are in same level. Consistent enumeration, if you assign numbers, if you assign a mapping F from this poset to a set of natural numbers, then it is consistent enumeration. It means in place of writing this sequence, you can write number 1, number 2, number 3. So how can we assign this? So you can assign F A equal to 1, start with 1, then F B equal to 2, first number, second number, then you can assign C 3, F D equal to 4, F E equal to 5, and F of F equal to say 6. So this is the consistent enumeration. Means when you assign natural numbers to the elements of the poset, it means you are making a topological sorting. So this is consistent enumeration. Another consistent enumeration, maybe you can start with B, you can write it to 1, you can write it F equal to 2, similarly FC equal to 3, you can write FE equal to 4, and FD equal to 5, and finally FF equal to 6. So in this way you can define another consistent enumeration. Simply means whenever you are talking about topological sorting or consistent enumeration, means you are just defining the steps of a project, how to complete a project within various steps. Basically this is the application of partial ordering in defining the order in project, different phases of a project in total ordering. So I hope that you got all these concepts.